reflecting on what we talked about yesterday about how something comes your way, you might think it's negative, but you're like, hold on, let me think back about this blessing that I got, or let me think back about this opportunity that I got, and everything is carved out in our lives for a reason, you know?
Divine order.
Okay. All right, if everyone could take their seat, we're going to go ahead and get started here. 1 second. Okay. Got quiet quickly. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 Startup UCLA Summer Accelerator Demo Day. This is a very special day for us for many reasons. First, you'll hear from some of the best and brightest in UCLA's community, truly the next generation of entrepreneurs. Second, we're back here in person with a remote option for you out there as well. It's good to be back in person. We've missed this energy of in-person demo days and the connection that is had by human-to-human contact. Finally, Startup UCLA was started in 2012, so this demo day is our 10-year anniversary. We've come a long way, and we're excited that you're here with us on this journey, so welcome and thank you. I am now delighted to introduce Yolanda Gorman, Senior Advisor to the Chancellor and Chief of Staff, as she will be providing the land acknowledgement and sharing her opening remarks.
Thank you, Robert. I am really delighted to be here, and as Robert said, I'm Yolanda Gorman. Excuse me. I'm a Chief of Staff to Chancellor Block, and he sends his wishes to you and regrets that he's not able to join us this evening. And before we begin, I do want to acknowledge that we're gathering tonight on traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Gabrielino Tongva peoples, and we're stewards of this land on which the UCLA campus sits. And the full land acknowledgement is behind me. So it is really a great pleasure to join you this evening in celebrating the 10th anniversary of Startup UCLA and to kick off its first in-person demo day since 2019. You're all in for a treat this evening, and we really have an impressive group of students with us. Having personally listened to many of the student pitches with Dean Galvan, I am always impressed by the creativity, the innovation of each team's venture. Before the pandemic, Chancellor Block and I had the opportunity to come and visit student teams and learn firsthand about their work. And I have a strong feeling that tonight each of you will enjoy learning as much as I have. I've spent a lot of time at UCLA. As an undergraduate, as a graduate, I'm a triple Bruin, and now as a staff member. And I've found that there are quite a few qualities that in all Bruins' DNA, including mine. We are natural problem solvers. We think outside of the box. We are deeply passionate about issues that excite us. I'd like to think we're universally talented and bright. We are optimists, and we possess a deep desire to improve the world around us. And these traits make us excellent entrepreneurs. And I should know, I founded and led a company for many years before coming back to UCLA. And what I know about these qualities is that in addition to these qualities, our students need mentorship, guidance, and support if they're to build successful startups. And that's where Startup UCLA comes in. It provides the scaffolding that students need to turn a kernel of an idea into a company with a valuation in the tens of millions of dollars. And tonight, we recognize Startup UCLA's decade-long tradition of providing such support. This organization has a long-standing reputation for empowering our students, developing their skill sets, and fostering life-changing connections between campus partners, industry leaders, and established Bruin entrepreneurs. I'm really impressed by how far Startup UCLA has come in its first decade, and I really look forward to seeing its continued impact on aspiring entrepreneurs. I'm really delighted and grateful for the opportunity to spend this evening with you. And I want to now introduce Robert Jadon, our Interim Executive Director of Startup UCLA and Director of Strategic Partnerships and the Summer Accelerator. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Yolanda. So Startup UCLA was its own startup at one point, and it's grown so much over the past 10 years. Our initial space was a random room on the 4th floor of the Public Affairs building, and we assembled all of our own IKEA furniture, some of which is still in our space today. This is actually a picture from year one, and actually, Hunter over here was actually in our year one class, so we have all the detail going way back then. We also had a very special barbecue by none other than fellow co-founder of Startup UCLA, Professor Tim Groeling. We also learned that doing barbecues on the 4th floor might look like a fire to those passing by. So that was our first and last barbecue at Startup UCLA. What started as a one-off summer program has now spread in multiple directions to be a true entrepreneurial hub here at UCLA. Startup UCLA pioneered a model unlike any other at UCLA and has been a paradigm for other universities across the US and internationally. Our program now encompasses the Summer Accelerator program, which you'll hear from today, our Innovation Fellows program, which supports faculty and postdocs with spin-outs of UCLA research, our Summer Institute for high school students, and our Blackstone Launchpad. We also created a minor in entrepreneurship for undergraduates at UCLA, where their capstone experience can actually be the Summer Accelerator program. In addition, our space welcomes numerous student groups and events throughout the year. In our first 10 years, Startup UCLA has supported more than 3,000 entrepreneurs, helping them raise more than $100 million in funding and bringing more than 1,100 businesses to life, not counting those you'll hear from tonight. This has included companies going on to accelerators like Y Combinator and Techstars, to raising growth equity rounds, and even a team winning the Carbon X Prize. All of this would not be possible without the support of incredible partners. At the top of that list is Fenwick, a leading technology law firm supporting ventures from seed stage all the way to publicly traded companies. Fenwick's support from partners and associates has been indispensable to Startup UCLA, from guidance on fundraising to incorporation to partnership issues and IP. They have been a true partner for us. They also host a pitch night for us in Silicon Valley, which is an incredible experience for our teams, in addition to sponsoring this evening's reception. I'd like to welcome Sarah Chambliss, a partner from Fenwick, on stage for a few remarks.
Hi, everyone. Just have to say, wow, 10 years. 10 years. It's such an incredible accomplishment. Fenwick has been a proud supporter of UCLA startups since 2018, but I've actually been advising founders, entrepreneurs, and startup companies in the program since the days of the public affairs building, 4th floor in 2012, and I actually remember when Startup UCLA was its own little startup. I remember when I first heard about it in April of 2012, it was a deck, and by July, it was a program. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, they moved at lightning speed within the confines of a very large established university. And I think that is a testament to the entrepreneurialism of the team's leaders and their advisory board, and really just says that entrepreneurship is in the DNA of this program. And I think over the last 10 years, I've been really privileged to watch the evolution of the founders and the companies that have gone through the program. Robert mentioned $100 million in funding. Those funding rounds, a couple of notable exits for some companies, and maybe even more impactful to the community, just the way that entrepreneurs have joined other budding startups in this community and contributed to the growth of the larger Southern California entrepreneurial ecosystem over the past 10 years, as it has itself grown and changed. I really do think of UCLA Startup as being a critical resource to our Southern California community, and really providing resources for members to grow and learn, both within this university and outside of it. Fenwick has many proud alumni of UCLA. I don't happen to be one of them, but there's still time. Maybe I'll go back to school and solve that little problem. And so, you know, Fenwick is just so proud and so excited to be a part of this program, and just wants to wish Robert, Cassie, the advisory board, and the whole team, here's to another 10 years. And thank you for your leadership in the community.
Thank you, Sarah, for those kind words and all you've done to support entrepreneurship here at UCLA. I'd also like to thank a few other sponsors that have been great supporters of Startup UCLA. Lightspeed Ventures is a leading Silicon Valley venture capital fund with offices worldwide, supporting ventures from seed to pre-IPO. They are a full-stack venture fund and recently closed over $6 billion in new commitments. As part of our Silicon Valley trip, we visit Lightspeed's office and pitch to partner Barry Eggers, which is an incredible experience for our teams. We're so thankful to Lightspeed for their support. Being that this is our 10-year anniversary, I'd also like to call special attention to our supporters who have donated over $10,000 to support Startup UCLA, some of who are in the audience tonight. We truly wouldn't be here without you. Thank you so much. At this point, I'd also like to thank Professor Tim Groeling. Tim was one of the co-founders of the program with me and has stayed involved to this very day. Besides the amazing barbecue skills we showcased earlier, Tim has worked with our teams on pitch coaching and strategy, in addition to attending our Silicon Valley trips and mentor nights. He always brings humor and insight to his sessions. You can ask these teams at the reception. And it's a true blessing to have your continued involvement in the program, Tim. Thank you so much. Just this past June, our longtime executive director, Deanna Evans, retired from UCLA and is now happily pursuing new interests. I know Deanna is watching our live stream, and on behalf of the entire program, I want to thank her for all that she did over the last 9 years. We certainly wouldn't be here without you, so thank you so much, Deanna, and we're wishing you all the best. Along with Deanna's retirement, we are also very excited to welcome Joanna Reynolds to the Startup UCLA team as Assistant Director in EIR. While Joanna has only just begun her Startup UCLA journey, she hit the ground running and has done an amazing job supporting UCLA entrepreneurs and our Startup UCLA teams. I'm excited to work with her going forward and see the impact she'll have on the entrepreneurial ecosystem here on campus. I'd now like to welcome Joanna to the stage to talk about one of our core programs, the Blackstone Launchpad.
Thank you, Robert, and it's great to be here for my very first demo day. Excited to be part of the Startup UCLA team. So I'm going to talk about Blackstone Launchpad. Blackstone Launchpad is one of our very important partners and funders for Startup UCLA, and it is a network of entrepreneurial hubs at universities all over the country. They support students globally to really kickstart their entrepreneurial careers and learnings. Blackstone Launchpad supports us with mentors, resources, programs, and are just a key part of us helping to grow our community. And Blackstone Launchpad really builds student career readiness and success for millions of students that are part of the network. Blackstone Launchpad's entrepreneurial network really helps students succeed in their careers and in their entrepreneurial endeavors. And we're really thrilled to be part of the Blackstone Launchpad network, and it's an important part of the work that we do as we build our community of Bruin UCLA entrepreneurs. And we're really excited to kick off this next school year and really grow that network and connect with as many student entrepreneurs on campus as we can. So excited to connect with some of you all who are brand new and to continue this work. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Joanna. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the rest of our Startup UCLA team, including venture consultant Rachel Parker-Chavez and our interns Maggie, Austin, and Tara. I'd also like to thank our administration with Lee Harris, as well as Dean Adriana Galvan, our support within the college. We would not be here today. So thank you, guys. For those of you unfamiliar with our program, Startup UCLA fosters entrepreneurship through the UCLA ecosystem with a robust set of programming focused on experiential learning, events, and community. What do we mean by that exactly? In a nutshell, it means learning by doing and then reflecting on it. The teams you'll hear from tonight weren't here to make business plans. They were here to build their businesses in the real world. They do this by finding customers, developing their product, testing hypotheses, and then incorporating those learnings before making new changes. Every year, we're excited by the progress our teams make, whether it's releasing a product for the first time or growing revenues by multiples during our 10-week program. So what exactly do the teams do during the 10 weeks? First, they meet with our staff weekly to help guide them on their entrepreneurial journey. It's then complemented by robust programming from world-class speakers who have accomplished great things, along with subject matter experts who enlighten them on skills they'll need to have for the best chance for success. Covered topics include essentials of fundraising, to best practices for incorporation, as well as insights into equity, vesting, and IP. We also have partners like Amazon Web Services and Airtable that provide credits for the teams to use. As mentioned previously, we do a Silicon Valley trip to pitch to investors and get feedback, and also facilitate a mentor night. You can basically think of it as speed dating for a startup. Finally, the teams receive a $5,000 equity-free stipend to cover their expenses. This reflects our program's commitment to learning over profit and our mission under the greater UCLA umbrella. Finally, before we get started, I'm excited to share with you our 10th anniversary crowdfunding video highlighting the program and featuring a few Startup UCLA Summer Accelerator alumni. Every year, we raise money to help support the Startup UCLA Summer Accelerator teams. If you'd like to support the program, you can go to spark.ucla.edu and you'll see our crowdfunding project there.
Summer Accelerator was pretty life-changing for me. Growing up, like very low income and from a really challenging home. Since we got this $5,000 grant and financial stipend, that was key to allowing me to be able to step aside from my minimum wage on-campus bookstore job and be able to pursue my startup.
Startup UCLA was an opportunity for me to gain confidence in my startup and gain confidence in my own ability as a CEO.
Startup UCLA really ignited that spark, and was a lot of validation that startups and building in technology is very fun and rewarding.
Most impactful thing was definitely what we were taught in the UCLA experience on pitching, public speaking, how to take your idea from 0 to 1. Like those tangible steps that I learned weekly is something that I still do in my daily life in startups and at my big tech job.
I think that there's a ton of opportunity in helping young people find whatever it is that they love.
When you build that startup and you build that team, it's not just for yourself. You're helping everyone that joins that startup. They are going to love what they're doing.
Throughout my life, through Startup UCLA and this accelerator, so many people gave me their time, their mentorship, their resources, and I am so thankful for that and wouldn't be able to have built those startups or get to where I am today without that, and that inspires me to pay it back.
All right, we're getting to the finish line of the crowdfunding campaign and approaching our goal. Again, you can donate by going, you didn't think I would get away without saying it more than once here. You can go and donate at spark.ucla.edu. Any donation is appreciated and tax deductible, and it will support UCLA entrepreneurs. Now we're going to get to hear from the teams themselves. You'll be able to meet with them during the reception afterwards, so make note of who you'd like to connect with. Please help the teams however you can, whether it be an introduction, a piece of advice, or potentially an investment. The power of our community is part of what makes these teams shine beyond our demo day, and we appreciate your efforts to further their progress. Now you'll hear from our first team, SmartBooks.
So raise your hand if you've ever been bored at school, staring out of a window, questioning the point of education. Nice. The system is broken. It's unengaging, ineffective, and hasn't changed in over 50 years, even though we live in a completely different world. But we bring learning to life with augmented reality. Meet Chloe. She has bright dreams from the future, wanting to become a lawyer, a doctor, and the president. But I was Chloe's math tutor, and she was often struggling with abstract math concepts. So she was more of a visual learner and would get bored incredibly quickly. And one day, I found myself consoling a crying little girl, feeling like she could never achieve her dreams of becoming that lawyer, doctor, and president. Presenting SmartBooks. We create elementary school textbooks paired with augmented reality apps, revolutionizing education and bringing it to life. And no need for an expensive VR headset. You simply move your phone over our books and 3D shapes, videos, or customizable AR characters appear, taking you on a learning journey. AR improves retention by over 90%, and students can now hear, see, and touch their learning, meaning they can learn individually and effectively.
Now I'm going to show you some fun demo videos. For the first one, students have to cut out cards from the book, and the second one, a fun character appears.
Congratulations. Great job. Keep going.
What is the smallest multiple of 3, 4, and 8? Are you
Magical. So we've already created our first Year 3 math textbook with the help of expert teachers and published an augmented reality app on the App Store, which I developed myself. We've run multiple pitch competitions and tested our product in over 2 schools and with 60+ parents, and had amazing feedback so far. This summer, we also participated in the Holt Prize Accelerator. We were selected as one of 28 teams out of 15,000 that applied to attend a UN-backed accelerator in Boston and had an amazing time. We're currently revenue generating, and between now and Christmas, we hope to sell an additional 2,000 books, leading to an additional $35,000 in revenue. We sell our physical books direct to consumer on Amazon for $14.99, and this automatically includes a freemium app on the App Store. But going forward, we plan to implement additional revenue streams, for example, school subscriptions or educational analytics. And no one else is doing this. No one is applying AR to a physical textbook. Ordinary books are boring, as we all know, and other AR products aren't interactive, they aren't truly educational, and completely forget about the physical world. We believe combining both the digital and physical is so crucial since we can enhance the physical without removing it like lots of educational apps do. And this is something parents are super keen on. And the timing really is now. AR has a compound annual growth rate of over 42%. And we plan to reach over 5 million students within the next 5 years and change their lives completely. To do this, we're initially going to expand this to different age groups, beginning with 2nd and 4th grade math, so we can have this progression and retention. But beyond this, there are so many subjects. For example, for biology, Chloe could see a 3D heart. Or for geography, an exploding volcano where lava squirts all over your desk could appear, which is just so exciting. Our ultimate goal is to get into the school systems, and we're beginning to build these strategic connections now. So I've always had a love for math. I am a math major, so I'm a bit biased. But during the COVID lockdowns, I taught myself how to build these apps for fun to share this passion. And yes, I'm a young founder. I am 21 though, so I can drink at the event later. But we see this as a great strength, not a weakness. We are a team of student athletes, student body presidents, valedictorians, and have technical, marketing, and business skills. But more importantly, we're aligned on the same mission to change education forever and for the better. We also have a great team of advisors, including ones in the education space, which is super critical for credibility and product development. I bet you guys wish it was actually raining money, huh? So we're interested in having conversations with investors going forward to help our product development and also expand into different markets. Since trying smart books, Chloe's love and passion for math have grown. I mean, just look how happy she is. Now, I'm not promising that she's going to become president, but help us help her become that lawyer, doctor, and president. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Hideaki. I'm the co-founder of 3D Architect. So 3D Architect is a metal 3D printing technology company. We revolutionize the metal manufacturing with our patented manufacturing method. Let me talk about the challenges in the current metal manufacturing. First, the biggest issue is CO2 emission due to the casting process, metalworking process. As we all know, the world is shifting toward the carbon neutral economy. Second, designs and materials are limited by the current production system. Finally, the production system. Because of the huge equipment cost or investment cost to gain economies of scale, the production system is not flexible or agile. How do we address these problems? We 3D architect offer patented manufacturing method. First, we use 3D printers to print designs with our special resin. Now, we will get 3D printed gel products. Now, we will convert this 3D printed gel product into the actual metal product by heating process. This is our manufacturing method. So what are the advantages we have? First, startup cost. We use affordable 3D printers which are sold at Amazon. This leads to the 100 times lower equipment cost for the production. Second, resolution. We can realize 10 times higher resolution against the current production method. And third, CO2 emission. We are carbon friendly because we use bio-based gel with less energy printing. Finally, the lead time. We can shorten the lead time compared to the current players. So with these advantages and technology, we initially planned to target silver jewelry market. Here's why. Technology readiness. Silver is the easiest material for us to commercialize by our technology. And low switching cost. The jewelry industry has been using 3D printing technology and ecosystem for 20 years. Finally, this silver jewelry market is a stepping stone for us to get into the other markets. So what are the other markets? This is our roadmap. We start from the silver jewelry market, but once we prove the quality, but also the advantages in this market, we plan to enter automotive electrical cell market, where we can manufacture the designs they couldn't produce before. And in medical tools market, we can create fine-featured, customized designs that couldn't be produced by the current production system. So our technology has huge potential to enter these markets, including batteries. So going back to the silver jewelry market, what is the size? The silver jewelry market in the US is about $2 billion. And especially, we specifically target 3D printed silver jewelry products market, which is about $400 million. This is our business model. So in the short term, we plan to sell the actual jewelry products to designers as a manufacturer. And in the long term, after we prove quality and advantages, we plan to license our technology, manufacturing method to manufacturers. This is our go-to-market strategy. We have 3 ways to approach these designers. First, we have been contacting and interviewing the designers, jewelry designers. And we had pretty good feedback on our technology. We have, right now, 17 designers who are willing to use our technology. And recently, we signed on an NDA with a well-known designer in New York City. Once we create our products and build MVPs, we plan to use social media platforms to showcase and promote our technology and products, also the designs we can create. And this is our team. Last but not least, I'm Hideaki, and CEO of 3D Architect. As a UCLA MBA graduate, I manage business development, but also the operations. My co-founder, Kai, is the innovator of this technology with his PhD in material science at Caltech. He is product development. We also have advisors from jewelry industry, technology, and legal field. Together, we are very excited to commercialize this technology. 3D Architect, we revolutionize the metal 3D printing technology. Thank you.
for the 21st century. But first, some context. 54% of high school students believe that what they're learning in school is not relevant to the real world. And I'm sure a lot of us can probably relate to this feeling. But this is particularly important when we think about other types of students, and girls in particular.
Okay. See? All right.
I'll start at the top of this one. So 54% of high school students, like I mentioned, don't believe that what they're learning in school is relevant to the real world. Because of that, they're sitting there bored and not taking in all of this knowledge we think is important. On top of that, getting the grades is not necessarily solving the problem either, especially for girls. 1 in 3 high school girls with a 4.0 GPA don't believe that they're smart enough to achieve their dream job. The highest GPAs at their school, and they still think that something's wrong. This means that what they're learning in the regular school day isn't solving the problem. And our main customers, which are nonprofits, after-school programs, and extracurricular programs, are really motivated to solve this issue, but they're running into a lot of friction. First, they have constant needs to make sure that there are new programs being exposed to the students. Additionally, those programs have greater expectations that the learning taking place is much deeper than what's happening in school. And on top of that, these programs have a lot of responsibility to make sure that they're retaining students, because that's how they get access to funding, which means that they have to make their programs both engaging and also enriching for students. And that's a tall order, but we are here to help. Mindset and Milestones creates entrepreneurship curriculum that's delivered through a subscription model, largely to educators of the programs that are outside of the classroom and really focusing on spaces that don't focus on grades, are more focused on finding new ways for them to engage themselves. Because our curriculum is offered online, we brought it into the 21st century, we are able to offer our educators flexible implementation, regular content updates, as well as an easy-to-use user interface and social-emotional learning to make sure that the students are developing both soft and hard skills. Now, our most popular use cases include 2-week intensive, which are great for spring break, winter break programs, 7-week programs that are good for nonprofits and extracurriculars that have more time with the students, and lastly, ongoing programs that are best for after-school clubs and community groups that really have time to spend with the students but don't have a lot of constraints about when they should do that. Now, Mindset and Milestones is already underway with our customers. We currently have 11 paid program sites that are using our curriculum, and of those that started with us last year, 70% have decided to come back for a new round. Additionally, we're looking to build out our pipeline, and we have over 100 teachers in our online educator community and over 1,000 people subscribed to our newsletter. Now, as we move into these new spaces, we're counting on the customers we have to reach students, and we've already started to do that. In the last 12 months, we've been able to reach over 800 students while simultaneously testing our curriculum very intensely to figure out what are students responding to and also what do educators like. With that, we are looking to get to 1,000 within the next 2 months, but we know that we can't reach these goals without other opportunities, and we've used partners to help us do that. The partners that we have are cultivating are focused on helping us achieve one of 3 things: referrals, testimonials, or impact measurement. And with that, we're able to find ways to increase our distribution channels, make sure that we're getting data about what the students are enjoying, and also figuring out how do we measure that impact is happening so that our customers can achieve their goals as well. Our business model, as I mentioned, is subscription and very simple. We offer a monthly option at $39 or a yearly option at $399, but most of our customers are annual because they prefer to keep their programming cohesive. So as opposed to changing here and there, they come with us for a full year. In addition to that, we also have supplemental content like online courses and workbooks that are great to help supplement the learning experience, but they also help us with revenue. So this is what our revenue looked like for the past 12 months. Most of this was really development. So we had a bulk order that helped us to drive our first few pilots forward. And then we had a learning phase. And now we're sort of ready to hit the ground running with the product market fit that we've been able to establish during the Summer Accelerator, and also figuring out what our next iteration of the product looks like, which is what you see is reflected in that jump we have in the last 2 months for revenue. Now, with the market, we are choosing to come in directly to one that's ready for us, which is that of the girls' nonprofit space. So we have 288 nonprofits specifically for girls here in Los Angeles, but once we get a strong foothold here, we plan to move into co-ed programs across the country and eventually worldwide. The goal being that we can translate these opportunities to revenue that allows us to reach both our financial goals, but also our impact goals as we are a for-profit social enterprise. Now, with the landscape that currently exists
a lot of it really doesn't allow for educators to use it online, to use it independently in their classrooms, outside of their classrooms. And so the way that we've presented what we have really makes for additional and more broad use of entrepreneurial learning. Now, I am an education PhD student, but I also have been an entrepreneurship teacher, so I understand pretty well what educators are looking for from the theoretical, but also the practical perspective. With that, we've also added an employee to our team, which we're really excited about happened during the Summer Accelerator, to drive new partnership opportunities and hopefully convert sales. Our next steps involve reaching out to direct local partners to get more opportunities to increase sales, also looking at conferences and content marketing to make sure that we can establish credibility while we're looking for those additional partners, and finally, landing a strategic partner that will help us to take our business to the next level. So if any of you have people you know that might be good for helping us do any of these things, we will be out here and excited to talk to you. We are Mindset and Milestones, entrepreneurship curriculum for the 21st century. Thank you.
Here to introduce Geothara, a company that helps you understand our changing world. We live in an era of satellite images. There are over 5,000 satellites taking images of the Earth from space right now as we speak. Today, we can basically see how the Earth has been changing everywhere, every day, at every hour. The market of satellite images has been increasing at an incredible rate over the past 60 years. Now, for about 20 years, the cost of a single satellite image of the Earth used to be about $3,500. The cost came down to about $600 per picture in the 90s as the number of available satellites went up. And then in 2008, NASA made its largest archive of satellite pictures completely available for free. So today, image costs have disappeared, more and more satellites crowd the space, and the value and the market for value-added services for satellite data is projected to reach $5.3 billion by 2025. Now, other companies in this industry have typically focused on providing data through their own services and their own satellites. Larger companies like Google have been providing cloud computing services and platforms to directly store and access the data. But at Geothara, our focus is on interpretation. We help you not only see the way the Earth has been changing through satellite data, but also understand what the change means. Now, understanding change trends can be pretty confusing. For example, data about rain changes as seen from satellite images might look like there's an increasing trend at a 10-meter resolution. It might look like the trend is decreasing at a 20-meter resolution. Or it might look like it's a flat trend at an even larger resolution. Now, technically, each of these trends is correct and might be useful. But the question is, which one of these trends is the right one for your business needs? Now, keep in mind that making a mistake in calculating the trend of something like rain or urban development can actually be pretty costly for something like insurance or agriculture or water management. So that's where Geothara comes in. Our strength is really trend detection at different scales. We've developed an algorithm that helps you select and visualize the right trend scale for your needs. Our algorithm is up to 30% more accurate and about 1,000 times faster than current state-of-the-art in trend detection. That means that we can give you the information you need to know when to act, and most importantly, when to wait to make the most impactful decisions for your business. What do we offer? We have a mapping service that gives you animated maps to track and visualize the variables you're interested in, for example, rain or vegetation development. And then with our trend detection service, we help you understand the real trend of those changes. This technology can be applied both to satellite data, but also to any other types of data that our clients might be interested in tracking. In particular, we are aiming to work B2B with clients in the water and climate security sector. We are making our software available through a web dashboard and eventually through a mobile app. And we are planning to price pretty competitively compared to widespread geographic services like ArcGIS. We'll have a variety of payment options ranging from a one-off license to flexible monthly subscription options starting from $200 per company depending on the services. Right now, we're working on several projects. One is on mapping the trend of COVID case development for universities. Another one is on mapping the changes of urban development for a geopolitical education project. We are also in talks with a precision agriculture firm and with an aquaculture startup that works on lake rejuvenation. The brains of our company is really Solomon Vimal, who's watching us from the live stream. He just got his PhD in geography from UCLA, and he's been working in the field of geospatial data analysis, water and climate for the past 10 years. My name is Anna Bonazzi, and I just punched my microphone. I have a background in linguistics and the humanities, and I'm Geothara's COO. Our team also includes Professor Vogelsang, who has decades of experience in trend detection, and Professor Steinkoken, who's an expert in history and geopolitical mapping. Geothara will keep growing over the next few months. We've recently been picked to participate in a selective deep tech accelerator program at Cornell Tech in New York City. So for the next couple of years, we'll keep developing Geothara's business strategy, we'll start scaling up, and we'll keep pursuing our leads with our current clients. We're also looking forward to more early investors to diversify our clients. We are Geothara, and we help you understand our changing world. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Juan Maya Hernandez, and I'm the founder and CEO of Prepare, and we are building a questions and answers platform for immigrants. So imagine you're a college student, and you just landed your dream internship. However, you can't get hired, not because you don't have the skill or talent, but because of your legal status. This happened to me last year when a startup wanted to hire me, but they simply did not know how to do it. And I remember going to the resources on campus, hoping that they'd be able to help me, but their help wasn't enough, and I missed out on a big opportunity. Now, this is a huge problem, a problem that today can impact almost 281 million immigrants around the world, 46 million immigrants in the US, and around 1.3 million immigrant and international students in college. Now, over the years, people have moved to other countries for socioeconomic reasons, for family ties, and even for educational reasons. However, when they arrive to a new country, they ask one simple question: how can I succeed here? And this is why I built Prepare. Our platform is specifically designed for immigrants to learn from the immigrant experience. And it's also extremely easy to use. Here's how it works. So on our platform, you're able to learn and share knowledge about the immigrant experience by asking questions. And if you have any answers, you'll be able to answer them as well. Now, if you want to ask a question, you're able to do so anonymously. Now, once these questions are approved by our team, they would be shown to our questions page where all of our users will have access to. Now, if they decide to answer a question, they'll also be able to answer it via text and via video. And again, they'll have the option to stay anonymous if they choose to. Now, you're probably wondering, what are some of the questions that people are asking today? So I'm going to give you 3 examples. So this first question is from somebody that lives in the US, but they're actually thinking of moving to Canada, and they're wondering about how does that whole process work. The second question is from somebody that lives in New York, and really they just want recommendations on how to pursue their nursing program. And this third one is an entrepreneur that wants to start a business and is looking for funding, and really they just want recommendations. And as you can see, it's very diverse with all different career goals. So how do we plan on making money? So in order to keep the platform affordable and accessible to our immigrant community, we plan on making money by becoming a lead generation machine for other businesses. And here's how we do it. So our first step is to continue growing our users and get as much traffic as possible on our platform. Then we will be able to understand the different pain points that our community has, so we're able to go out and find business partners to create affiliate campaigns. Now, through these affiliate campaigns, we'll be able to monetize per click, per action, per view, or even per impression. Now, today, we're a fast-growing company. With just 3 weeks, we launched 3 weeks ago, and we've already had 36,000 impressions on Instagram Reels alone. The average amount of time that somebody spends on our platform is 1 minute and 20 seconds,
And we've had a total of 425 users, where 100 of them actually created an account with us. Now, our biggest competitors today are platforms like Reddit and Quora, which are two of the largest questions and answers platforms out there. However, they don't directly address the needs of the immigrant community. And not only do we focus on the immigrant community, but we also make sure we provide a safe, vetted, and secure platform for their community. Now, I didn't start this to start a business. I started this out of necessity. As the founder and immigrant myself, I bring years of personal experience with this problem. I also bring connections to the community, and I'm a content creator myself with over 3.2 million views on my own TikTok hashtag. And since the start of the Summer Accelerator, I brought on 3 incredible interns to help me build a better product and reach our next milestones. So speaking about milestones, what's next for us? So by the end of the year, our goal is to get 5,000 monthly active users. This would then put us in a good position, so next year, we can really expand across California and get 50 monthly users by building partnerships with different community colleges and universities. And then by 2024, we're going to expand to 10 different states to reach 500,000 monthly active users. And then by 2026, we're really going to become the leader in this industry by expanding nationwide. Now, I have big goals, but I know I just can't do it without your help. So I'm looking for mentors. I'm also looking for connections at other universities. And I recently opened up an angel investment round, so I'm happy to speak to you privately if you're interested. My name is Juan Maya Hernandez, and I've always told people that there's never been a lack of skill or talent. It's just been a lack of preparation. So I hope you can join me in helping the next generation of immigrants prepare and succeed in the U.S. Thank you.
One of our teams could not be here in person today, so I'm about to press play on his presentation, on his pitch, and I will let him tell you all about himself and his startup himself.
This is what deforestation looks like. Every year, over 5 million acres of virgin rainforest goes deforested in order to make room to grow agricultural products that we consume every day. The problem with deforestation is it's a huge contributor to climate change via the 20% GHG emissions that come from it every year. That's 20% of all emissions coming from this every year, which is just a crazy number. We're unfortunately all guilty of participating in this issue as well. A lot of the products and foods we love contain deforested ingredients. Nutella contains palm oil, which is a huge contributor to deforestation. Of course, meat products like beef and pork are problematic too. Vegetable oils, we eat about 20% of our daily diets in vegetable oils every day. And our personal care products, almost everything in the bathroom contains animal and palm oil products that are connected to deforestation. The good news is that there's companies trying to create alternatives that don't contribute to deforestation. Plant-based meat and cosmetic personal care products are good solutions, but they're not perfect. I personally don't eat a lot of plant-based meat products unless they taste as good as the real alternatives, and there's very few that do. The issue is that the mouthfeel is not the same with a vegetable-based meat product. The fat profile of vegetable fats is different from animal fats, so it's hard to mimic that. The good thing is there's people working on alternatives to this as well, people using yeast and fungi to grow these fats. The problem is they don't really scale, and it's unclear as to when they'll ever scale. So we need more scalable solutions that can provide alternatives to animal-based fats and palm oil. What if the solution was in our daily lives? What if the coffee grounds that we use every day to make our coffee have oils and proteins that could be used in these products? Now, it turns out there's around $10 billion of unused oil and protein in the coffee grounds that could be used in these products to replace the animal-based ingredients. We're channeling that research and work through our company, the Kawa Project. This is how we do it. So we take the 23 billion pounds of coffee that's produced every year globally, and we break it down into its parts. So we have the oil and the protein powder. We do this by drying and extracting and fractionating the material. To do this, I've organized a team, including Dr. Henrik Belene, who is one of the foremost researchers and developers for plant-based proteins and oils and has led work at other similar companies. My background is in sustainability engineering at places like Tesla, and I'm a UCLA alumni myself. And I've organized a set of advisors who are former entrepreneurs and scientists who can help us commercialize this. As far as traction goes, we've sold around $5,000 of pilot revenue through our pilot programs. We sold to a California and Canadian-based soap company our oils. It was a success, and they're looking to buy more once we can scale. We did a collaboration with Netflix to work with our protein powder and use it in their baked goods on campus. And we've sold under our own brand in coffee shops and grocery stores, soaps and cosmetic products where we did quite well. All of this progress with pilots has led to inbound order demand of $200,000 from cosmetic chemical buyers in California. We're using this demand to raise a seed round that will allow us to produce up to 1 million pounds a year of oil with our co-manufacturing partners. This can get us to $2 to $3 million in ARR with positive gross margins. At the same time, we'll be able to generate revenue with our coffee protein. All this will build us toward building our own plant in the central United States, which can take in 100 million pounds a year of waste and generate $40 to $60 million of recurring revenue with 40% gross margins. After success there, we'll copy and paste this plant throughout the world in all the coffee producing countries. Our mission at Kawa is to convert the world's used coffee grounds into sustainable chemicals for personal care and food. If this is interesting to you, I'd love to talk some more.
Hi everyone, my name is Natalia Luzaryaga and I'm the co-founder of Hustle, a mobile app where college students can get their needs met, no sweat. So what are the biggest issues college students face? Well, for starters, college students are broke. We spend our money on food, housing, textbooks, tuition, and don't really have much for anything else. We're also very busy juggling academics, clubs, and everything in between. But we're brilliant. The courses and hobbies we make a part of our lives gives us a unique set of skills. But what's the point of having these skills if we can't apply them anywhere? Most students who look to make money realize working kind of sucks. You have your on-campus jobs, which provides you some time flexibility, but is that really what you want to be doing? Then you have your traditional waiter or help desk job, which usually forces you to sell away your time and sometimes get called in on your day off. Students who have tried to break the cycle by starting their own small businesses have found it very hard to manage. Why is this all so hard? Well, we figured out a way to make it easier, and we're excited to show you our solution. The gig economy is the future. The gig economy is projected to grow 3 times as fast as the traditional workforce. We figured maybe college students could get help from their peers who would act as freelancers without breaking the bank. And as current students who acutely feel these pain points, maybe we could be the ones to provide a platform for this service exchange. Introducing our mobile app, Hustle. Here you'll see the homepage where you can get quick access to what you need using the search bar at the top. If you don't know what you're looking for, you can browse through trending categories below the search bar, or you can check out our Explore page to see all available gigs on the marketplace. Once you found a gig you like, all you have to do is tap to order, and your seller will get back to you as soon as possible. On the seller's end, when they receive your order, they can easily keep track of all ongoing orders while having quick access to communicate with customers at the top. Once an order has been completed, their earnings are automatically deposited to their bank account. It's that simple. For students who want to buy services, this platform is a godsend. They can rest assured that someone is there to lighten their load. They can save time by delegating their busy work. Having someone cook your meal or do your laundry means more time to study for that midterm. Best of all, these services are affordable since they are provided by your fellow students. Moreover, the platform empowers students who want to provide services. Students are able to make some extra money as their own boss, doing what they want, when they want, around their busy schedules. They don't have to stress about advertising, scheduling, or managing orders or customer relations. They can focus on what they do best, running their business. So far, we had 200 signups in our initial launch, and we have recruited 32 excited sellers who have already found success offering services to students in the community. Our initial cohort offers various services, including photography, haircuts, tutoring, baked goods, homemade products, and many more. We follow a combination business model where we take a $1.49 flat fee from the buyer and a 10% commission from the seller on every transaction. We also plan on introducing premium subscription-based models with additional features for sellers. At scale, here's what our business model can help us achieve. With only 10% of UCLA students on the platform, we generate $363K in revenue for the year. Once we expand to the UC system and gain around 22,000 users, this number goes up to 2.5 million. And finally, when we expand to the 20 million college students nationwide, our revenue is projected to increase to 316 million annually. Here's what we do differently. While there are overlaps with services like Craigslist, Fiverr, and TaskRabbit, they don't focus on college students' needs, and they don't ensure the same feelings of trust and personability. Hustle is a social app with a focus on supporting local students, and we frame all our features to reflect that. Hustle services are 49% cheaper than market price, and when it comes to broke college students, affordability is key. Hustle also provides personalized seller support, so we can make sure that you are presenting yourself in the best way possible to maximize your exposure and expand your business. To that end, we provide in-app advertising opportunities for sellers. Finally, we offer an all-in-one integrated platform with features like customer and order management, chatting, scheduling, and many more. This summer, we've been hard at work researching college student spending habits so we can determine high-demand gigs to offer on the app. We've also connected with over 30 UCLA student small business owners and have recruited some on the platform. Finally, our development and design teams have been creating new features like a referral program, redesign of our gig discovery screens, and scheduling. And we'll be launching our app to the UCLA community this fall quarter. As college students who face the same struggles as millions across the nation, we are well equipped to solve this challenge. Our team consists of 4 highly driven co-founders with extensive experience in business and technology, and we are more than prepared to take on this challenge. We're committed to the hustle. Thank you.
Cool, that's me. Hello, hello. Hi, my name's Adam Brownell. I'm the founder and CEO of Wizard AI, the machine learning reliability platform. Excited to talk to you today and be the closer for Demo Day. So we've all heard about the benefits of machine learning, how it's changing the world, revolutionizing businesses, and making lives better. And the technology is amazing. But there are some serious risks involved with building AI, and there's serious consequences if we don't address those risks. A classic example of this was seen last November. Zillow lost $1.8 billion in a week, and they had to lay off a quarter of their staff. The sole reason, an unvalidated machine learning model making bad predictions about the world. This isn't just a Zillow issue. Gartner estimates 85% of models in production are producing errors due to data artifacts. Companies have huge problems validating their machine learning models. The reason for this often is they lack the internal expertise to do so. Validating a machine learning model requires a unique skill set of statistics and software engineering. Assuming that a statistician or data scientist can QA a software system or a software engineer can understand the nuances of a statistical model is just naive. You're going to miss errors, you're going to have problems in production, and you're going to drive bad models. This is where Wizard AI enters. Wizard AI is a B2B SaaS platform designed to make validating machine learning models easy and simple. We do this by discovering those model risks mentioned previously, taking those risks and curating a specific synthetic data set that can mitigate those risks. And then once the model reaches production, we're going to monitor that and ensure it maintains that high level reliability. Now, all that to see what the benefit of Wizard AI is, let's walk through an example. So congratulations, you're running a machine learning company and you're building your first model. This model is a black box model. You don't really know how it works, but the goal is to take a sentence and decide if it's a positive or a negative. So you feed it the sentence, that movie was great. And the model spits out a smiley face. Amazing, it's working. Maybe you even assume, it's keying on the word great. It's clearly learning something intelligent. Now we're done. That's the end of my talk. Thanks for coming. No, so it's pretty easy to think of edge cases or issues with that we need to consider. What if there's spelling errors in that sentence? What if there's gendered language in that sentence? What if it has that positive word and a negative word? How's the model going to respond? And you may not really know how the model's going to respond. So that leaves you really 3 options. The first of those is called the ship and pray method, which is you kind of brush through validation, you push the model into production, and you just hope if or when something breaks, you can pull it back before anything bad happens. Zillow just gave us 1.8 billion reasons why that's a terrible idea. Second option is to write all those test cases yourself. I can tell you firsthand that this is an extremely time-consuming, extremely hard, and practically impossible method. And you're still going to miss things, and you're still going to have errors in production. This is an inefficient and expensive method. The final is a Wizard AI. What are the chances? So with a few lines of code, your data science team can run your model through our system. We have a comprehensive testing suite to find all of those data artifacts, all of those risks, and all of those biases we are talking about. Package them up and produce a very easy-to-consume report that you can share with all the stakeholders involved. Once we have this report and the risks involved, we can consolidate this and create a targeted synthetic data set that helps smooth over those edges of your model, ultimately creating a reliable machine learning model. Hooray! So the benefits of using Wizard AI, well, people use Wizard AI find nearly triple the number of bugs than alternative methods. Even with finding triple the number of bugs, we're able to greatly reduce the amount of time it takes to address those bugs significantly. And finally, and arguably most importantly, having these consolidated reports to share in your company helps boost up that trust and confidence that your team has in the things that you're producing, which is the ultimate goal, to launch reliable ML with confidence. Now, the people that we're targeting are these ML leaders in high-consequence language applications, specifically in finance and health. The reason for those industries is because they're both heavily invested in AI, they're also both heavily regulated, and finally, there's huge consequences to ML failures in production. In terms of TAM, as we're all aware, finance is a booming industry, and language applications in finance are also growing rapidly, so that gives us a TAM of over 8 billion, very healthy place to go get a slice of the pie. In terms of competition, MLOps is, of course, a very hot space in the VC community right now, but most of our competition is focused on the deployment or monitoring of models, and not really the validation and QA, and certainly not reliability as a service. This is where our customers tell us that we shine amongst the competition. That's me before my long hair, man, a long time ago. This team was built to solve this. We have relevant experience working on data systems at relevant companies, notably Capital One and Headspace. In terms of myself, I have personal experience with this problem, both as a machine learning engineer and an ML manager. I have practical experience building a team from 3 people up to 23, and also being part of a founding team of a data science company going through several rounds of funding. Wizard itself has won some pretty high-profile awards in the past, most notably the United Nations AI for Good Award and also the Keynes Inclusive AI Award. We're also under NDA for a couple pilots and hoping to push out some white papers later this year. Our ask is a 750 seed to bolster our engineering and sales team so that we can push for those B2B SaaS contracts and hopefully hit our goal of 2 million ARR by our next fundraising. We are Wizard AI. We're committed to the mission of making AI reliable and responsible. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody. Oh, maybe I'll use this one. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We're going to have a reception right behind me here out on the patio. I think it's finally cooled off enough so that we can actually enjoy it. So a special thank you to Fenwick for hosting the reception. A special thank you to all of our teams here who really did a great job, really worked hard this summer. And a special thank you to Anna, who actually gave birth to a child during the Summer Accelerator, which is a first. So she's here tonight, which is amazing. So thank you all so much. Please connect with the teams. There'll be tables out there with teams kind of set up at each one, and we look forward to having you. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, and if the Startup UCLA team could just come on stage, we'll take a quick picture. Guys, see if I can get a better looking slide. There we go. Okay. Right.
Thank you.